Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of ICAR RC NEH Podcast channel. Today we are back with the discussion about green manuring. Across Northeast India, farmers face some common challenges like declining soil fertility, increasing fertilizer cost and nutrient loss due to heavy rainfall. But what if the solution of this problem could be grown right in the field itself? Green manuring is emerging as a sustainable answer to many of these challenges. To guide us through this important topic, today we have with us Dr. Badapmain Makdoh sir, agronomy expert. Welcome Dr. Badapmain Makdoh.
Thank you, Devjyoti. It's a pleasure to be here.
Sir, to give our audience a better understanding about this important practice, could you explain what exactly green manuring is and why it holds such importance in Northeast India condition?
Yeah, thank you. To begin with, actually, green manure is a green undecomposed plant material that is used as a manure. But green manuring, it is the practice of incorporating, turning down young twigs and shoots of different green manuring plants into the soil, or collecting leaves and twigs from around the field or buds and incorporating into the soil, with the objective of improving the soil fertility and overall soil health. And you have mentioned about its relevance or importance to the northeastern region. Yes, our soil basically are acidic in nature. So that with number of problems like declining soil fertility due to heavy rainfall. So this could be one of the simple and alternative option for enhancing the soil fertility with a very low cost approach.
Now that we have a basic idea about green manuring, let us move on to its types. Sir, could you explain the major types practiced in agriculture?
Yes, there are two broad types of green manuring. Number one is green in-situ green manuring, and the other one is green leaf manuring. So in in-situ green manuring, we grow the crops right in the field itself. When it reaches a certain stage, say 45 to 60 days prior to flowering, we incorporate the young tender shoots of the plant to the soil. So with the objectives of enhancing the organic matter and as well as improving the fertility of the soil. So in the second types is like we collect the twigs and young tender leaves of different plant materials from around the field, buds or say wasteland. We brought to the field and incorporate to the soil. So in that way, there are two types of green manuring.
Alright sir, knowing about different types will definitely help our farmers to choose the most suitable for their field. Sir, now could you explain some of more commonly grown green manure crops in Northeast India?
Yes, there are a number of green manuring crops that are suitable in this part of the region. Say an example, the leguminous green manuring, consider it Crotalaria and then Dhaincha. They are fast growing and easy to incorporate and produce a huge quantity of green matter to the soil. And then apart from that, the crops, say an example, Cowpea and then black gram, green gram, rice bean, even soybean can be considered as a green manuring plants that can be used in this region. So the other types of green manuring, say the green leaf manuring, Teprosia and then Gliricidia and then Pongamea glabra can also be popularized and be used in this part of the region where wherever possible or wherever the difficulty in growing in the main field is seen. So these are crops that are green manuring crop that is very much popular in this region. And apart from that, aquatic green manuring plants like Azolla and blue-green algae can be also popularized and been seen in rice cropping system.
Okay sir, now moving on to the another important aspect of our discussion. Could you help our audience understand why green manuring is particularly needed in Northeast India?
Yes, thank you, Devjyoti. Our region is one of the major problem is soil acidity. With soil acidity and then nutrient loss due to heavy rainfall. So one of the simple and alternative measures, which is low cost and ecological friendly or organic approach, is introduction or practice of green manuring that will produce a huge quantity of organic matter. So when we add organic matter into the soil, ultimately we add huge quantity of other source that will help in retaining a number of nutrients. So green manuring, they fix atmospheric nitrogen. So when they fix atmospheric nitrogen, we reduce the dependency of a number of fertilizers. Then we reduce the cost, and then it will help in maintaining the soil fertility in terms of enhancing the overall soil health. So these are the important benefits with application of green manuring in our soil.
That gives us a clear understanding why green manuring is so relevant in our region. Now, sir, could you explain some of the major green manuring practices in Northeast India?
Yes, thank you again. A number of practices when it comes to cultivation and following green manuring practices in this region. There are some certain steps that we have to consider, like selection the right green manuring crops. As mentioned earlier, there are a number of crops. So selecting a very short duration, very prolific and rustic and very that produce a huge quantity of organic matter, that is one of the major important choice to be considered in this selection of the green manuring crops. So when we cultivate the crops, say an example, around 45 to 60 days prior to flowering, when the plant is quite tender, that easy to decompose. So at that stage has to be incorporated in the soil. So right after incorporation, there is some sort of sowing window. That sowing window, it takes around 15 to 20 days prior to the sowing of the next crop. So these are the practices that can be followed in this region. Number of crops like say Dhaincha, Sunhemp and all can be cultivated prior to Kharif season in the month of May and June, and then can be cultivated in a number of field crops, a number of fields.
Green manuring become more important when it comes to the traditional farming system of our region. We know that jhum cultivation is very common practice in Northeast region. Sir, could you explain the role of green manuring in jhum cultivation?
Yes, it could be jhum cultivation or any degraded lands. Green manuring could be one of the options that can help in improving the degraded soil or of that kind of soil. Actually, jhum cultivation leads to soil loss and decline in fertility. So with the option of green manuring, will help in enhancing the fertility of the soil or of any of degraded land or extensive cultivation of heavy feeder crops.
Okay, sir. That gives us a clear understanding of how green manuring help in jhum cultivation and help in betterment of soil health. Sir, now moving on to the advantages part, could you explain some of the major advantages of green manuring?
Yes, so when it comes to advantages of green manuring, there are a number of advantages. It is a very low cost, eco-friendly and sustainable approach for small and marginal farmers, and as it adds a huge quantity of organic matter that will enhance and improve the soil fertility and overall soil health. And then number of green manuring crops fix atmospheric nitrogen. Then this will reduce drastically the requirement of fertilizer, chemical fertilizer. So these are the important advantages of following the green manuring practices. And apart from nitrogen, the number of other nutrients also is added, like say P, K, and then micronutrients and many more. So which overall help in soil fertility and overall soil health.
So as we comes to the end of today's discussion, green manuring is not just a traditional system. It's a smart and sustainable approach to improve soil health. Healthy soil builds sustainable agriculture, and green manure is a simple step towards it. Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights, and thank you, our viewers, for joining us today. Thank you and take care. See you in the next podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.